we're getting ready for quite the storm here, so I'll make this quick. The video you're going to see is our weekly garden tour, and I hope you enjoy the garden tours. I really enjoy doing them for two reasons. One, I'm really excited to look back at the end of the year, at the end of the season, and see, you know, what all the garden did. And the other reason is, honestly, it is the only time that the lumberjack and I spend together in the garden. You know, he loves the harvest, and, you know, he likes picking an occasional strawberry or a pea pod and munching on it as he passes through, but it's not some place that he spends a lot of time. And so it's been really fun once a week to walk through with him, and he'll ask me questions about what is something, or why does something look like this, and he's noticing the different things that are changing. So I really enjoy the garden time. But what I wanted to share with you is something that was so profound to me this week. And many of you are going to be like, well, yeah, I already knew that. And I think that's amazing. But I just learned it. So when we started gardening, it was a very, very long time ago. And we just gardened. Back then, there were no labels. There were no categories. You just gardened. And over the years, you know, I learned about all the different methods and labels in gardening. And I never adhered to any one. And I probably never will. I still don't. I probably never will. There's nothing wrong if you choose to try a certain method and you label your garden as such. I think that's great. I just didn't begin that way. And so I probably won't end that way. However, I was watching a channel, and I cannot for the life of me remember the name of the channel. It was obviously a channel on permaculture, because it was about permaculture. And I learned something just so great. What I learned was that in homesteading and permaculture, you have zones. And I fit into that category. Like, I fit into a label. Little did I know that I did. I probably won't embrace it, but I really like the concept of it. So basically, you divide your homestead up into zones, and it's kind of in a sphere. So the first zone being your home. It's where you spend the absolute most time, and that being your sphere, your round, your bullseye. That's your zone 1, because that's where you spend, you know, all of your time. And then each sphere going out from that zone 1 is another zone. And that the idea is that you base your homestead, your second zone would be where you spend your second most time, and then your third most time, and so on and so forth. And I don't know why, but that really caught my attention this week. That really made me think about how we've laid things out here on this homestead, and it made me think about how I want to lay things out on the next homestead, because this homestead, you know, we have our zone 1, and our zone 2 is our gardens, and our zone 3 is our livestock. However, we stopped there. And honestly, all of our zones rotate around zone 1. It's so funny. But we also have our orchard in our zone 3 with our livestock, and that is something I will change on the next homestead. I will put a zone 4 and put zone 4 and put that 4th zone outside of all of the others, and it encompasses it around the house. So that's it. I hope you enjoy the garden walk. It's coming up next, and at the end we did do some photos of different things in the garden, and we'll see you guys later. We're going to start every week in the greenhouse garden, and end in the same spot at the upper pantry garden. That way I can look back and see what's happening from week to week. This is just a spot here at the greenhouse garden where I have containers, and we have this huge, beautiful river clumping birch dripping water on me. Look.
Yeah.
So I'm really happy with this space. There are some things growing in here, and I'm not going to point out every little thing to you because we would be here for all day. But I'm just going to, as we walk around the garden, I'm going to point out things that are catching my attention this week. And in this space, the one thing that's really got me excited, look here, is this. This is a bay tree, and I overwintered this in the greenhouse, and it had like 2 leaves on it. And Tasha Tudor grew a bay tree, and she would overwinter it in her greenhouse, and I read about it in some of her books. It was really a prized possession for her because it got to be really big and beautiful. And the fact that it's leafing out again and coming back, I'm so excited about this bay tree. This, look at these, honey.
Raspberries are doing good, ain't they?
Black raspberries. So the first raspberry of the season gets plunked in my mouth, and it's my most enjoyable thing about gardening. That very first raspberry. And on a side note, I don't eat fruit.
I love fruit.
Last year I ate a peach for the first time, and it was actually, no, it wasn't a peach. I ate a pear for the first time, a fresh pear. It was delicious. So I know I'm missing out on fruit, but I'm just weird about that. So we're going to walk around that. What's down in here, honey? Look what's coming back. It's huge. It's a fig tree. But I don't remember what kind because I transplanted this. I actually thought it was a raspberry when I transplanted it. I butchered the Thai mint today, and this is a beautiful red currant. It doesn't have any fruit yet though, but the black currant does. That's kind of weird. Look at this. I love seeing this from the bedroom window. I don't know my flowers very well. I know it's an iris and maybe a bearded tongue or something they call it. Is it beautiful?
It is.
And this is going to flower soon. Look at this. That is St. John's wort.
That's what I was just going to ask you. What did you say that was?
Okay, this is my favorite mint ever in the entire world. It is a stalled mint, so it doesn't grow real fast. It doesn't take over everything. It's been in this place for 2 years. It is a ginger mint. Smell that.
Mm-hmm.
So it has a bit of a ginger
smell to it.
Yeah, and a ginger taste when you eat it. So it's really good for an upset tummy. That's my
Last
favorite.
night I should have had that then.
Yeah, you should have. Look here. About another 2 weeks and I'll be harvesting seed from that chard.
That's chard, guys.
Yep. This is miniature sunflowers, and I planted them all in rows. I am really excited to watch them grow. I think they're going to be like that tall and full and beautiful. This is some celery. We are really having a hard time with slugs this year. We have so many volunteer tomatoes this year. And this bed is just, it's really still just, this is, what did we say? It's wisteria.
Wisteria.
It needs trimmed. It needs obedience lessons. I'm hoping I don't regret planting it.
The peppers have some peppers on already.
Yeah, we have a couple little, but they're struggling. They're not getting real tall and bushy.
Mm-hmm.
And again, I think it's the slugs, but I'm hoping they were only planted a week ago, so I'm hoping they rebound.
Got the tomatoes and all that up popping up
there.
there.
Lettuce. We need to start eating salads more often, apparently. But this is an apple tree that I got. Last year, I bought, what I get, like 20 or some, 27, 28 fruit trees for, what would we pay, $1 a piece or less?
No, you paid $10 for everything.
$10 for all of them. And this one is actually coming back. I didn't think that it would make it.
That was a Tractor Supply end of the year throwaway.
It was getting to be winter. Look at this, honey. Okay, guys, this is angelica. So it's a medicinal herb, and I'll share with you later what we're going to do with it. But I like to let it go to flower. Don't they all look like little bursts of fireworks?
Mm-hmm.
They're so pretty. And we have more lemon balm and some squash. I have yet to have a squash bug this year. I know I say that. Now they're coming. I'll be out here trying to find them. Oh my goodness, look. This is hilarious. This little, look, it had a little tomato. And it fell off. sad. All right, so this is an onion that I planted last year from a set. Allowed it to go to seed so we can collect the seed. And this bad boy here.
What is that?
This is lovage. So this is actually a perennial herb, but so it comes back every year, gets bigger and fuller. It's a substitute for celery. It's absolutely amazing. Everybody should have lovage in their garden. Everybody.
It's hot out here today, guys.
It's humid too.
Yeah, it's humid. That's what it takes.
Aren't they beautiful?
Yeah, the roses are doing well.
We allowed some spinach to go to seed. There's two different varieties. This is a lady's mantle. I love how every morning, whether there's rain or not, it has dew on its leaves. And this. Alright, these are the blue potted peas. I have shared with you before that I'm watching to see what pea variety grows the most peas and what trellis is the best. This so far has beat everything out in trellising. I was kind of getting a little worried there wouldn't be any peas. It seemed like the first 2 feet of it, there was nothing.
Show them one there.
Yeah, here, these are what they're looking like right now. Can't wait till they fill out and we see. But they're a real pretty magenta color when they flower. And then they turn to this blue.
Pod.
Yeah, and I'm guessing the peas are going to be blue too. I've never grown them. We have some elecampany over there. I'll walk in.
I'm following.
I know, I am. So we're turning this into, this front of the garden, we're really switching into some medicinal herbs and perennials. I got these calla lilies. These were $1 at Walmart. But here's some elecampany. Now this is only its 2nd year, so I won't harvest any of it yet this year, but next year I'll share with you what we do with that. Alright, so the wild and crazy Egyptian onion patch. One thing I'll tell you about my Egyptian onions. I grow them in this patch this year, but when I harvest these and plant the next ones, they'll go in another spot. And we rotate them around the garden. I like to keep them all together. In other words, everything will be Egyptian onions. But for my Wool Mittens, she has a channel, I'll share it below, and a very dear subscriber named Gail Reese. Your Egyptian onions are on their way this week. See here, can you come in here and show them this? This is what I'm going to be sending you, so you have all these lovely little sets. And, yeah, we have a few extra if there's any need.
Yeah, I'd say.
Alright, so this space here. We've been harvesting strawberries out of here like crazy, and they're doing really amazing. But, this is my pride and joy this year.
Put her hat back on.
I know, she keeps, like, tossing it, and she's dropping her skirt. She's just feeling a little frisky. This bed has me quite excited. There's sunflowers and lupine and hollyhocks. They're down here, and foxglove here, and an apricot tree. I'm so excited. I can't wait to see this just exploding with color and fruit. We like to eat out of the same thing we enjoy looking at. Now this bed, guys, this bed needs some love. It needs more perennials. I have some blackberries. I might put another fruit in here. It just needs a lot of love.
It does.
It's not as pretty as that one up there. But it'll get there. Goldenrod.
Which is what gives me the sneezes.
This does not give him the sneezes. He thinks it does. We use it for dyeing wool. Alright guys, this is my nemesis. This is my disaster zone. I had big ideas here, but they failed. So I'm going to leave the hostas, the irises, the lilies. One butterfly bush survived. It needs trimmed up, but we can't find the lopers. I need to plant another butterfly bush, but I have a strawberry mint and an apple mint here that I need to pot up and get out of this space.
Yeah, this space has kind of been...
It's been a real thorn in our side. It's been it's hard to control. So we're going to plant, what is it? We're going to plant ornamental honeysuckle to grow over this arbor. And then we can just keep it trimmed for an entrance, but just let it kind of become magical.
This might just end up turning into grass or...
Definitely.
Because it's whatever will grow here.
It's hard. Alright, and we're going to leave this tree. I bought this tree for $2. It was maybe, I don't know, 12 inches tall.
It's probably one of the first trees we put here.
Yeah, and it's doing really, really good. Not that we need another cedar. Behind it, we have just some perennials because I know this is going to shade it. And look at this. Next week, I'm harvesting feverfew. And I'll do a video on that when I do it. But look at that. You see how tall that is? That's taller than me. Not that I'm tall, but that's huge.
Mm-hmm. It is tall, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. And that's white valerian. I will harvest that this year. And here we have, I'm going to regret this. I'm going to regret this, honey.
What is it?
Well, oh look, there's a bug in the stick. There's lemon balm in here. That's what I'm going to regret. Oh, there's a baby praying mantis.
We had a lot of them in...
I know, but I didn't know if they all made it out or not. They were in the greenhouse. So we have boysenberries in here. There's 2 boysenberry plants. But I planted lemon balm in here with it. And lemon balm is so intrusive. I don't know if it's going to make it or not. I mean, it'll make it, but I don't know if it's going to make it in this spot. Right here, look here, honey. This is the last thing that I actually planted. This is the Cherokee tan squash that we got from Deep South. We're doing a collaboration with them. We have 4 out of 6 have sprouted. This one's actually getting some true leaves. I'll share their link below too to the playlist. And I am so darn excited about these. Do you know what these are?
What?
You know what they are? They are cotton. And these seeds were gifted to us from Creating Essence. Again, I'll put her link below. Thank you for those. I'm just really excited to see how pretty they get. And I also noticed this morning we have some Reese melons coming up. What do we have here? The Odessa summer squash has not germinated. I'm not sure what's up with that. I don't think it germinated last year either. This bed and this trellis, crazy, needs some love. We need to weed whack.
Yeah, up here on the hill, when you live up on the hill, there's no place to really be able to, you can't mow.
No, it's hard.
And weed whacking is
a lot of work.
A lot of work.
But the goal is to get this covered in mulch as we move through getting it established. I'm still struggling with flea beetles. I laid the fly tape. I pinned fly tape. It hasn't helped. I've done neem oil, Dr. Bonner's South Suds, everything. I'm still struggling with flea beetles. I've yet to grow eggplant. I'm beginning to think I never will. This bed, just full of good food. So I want to come up here and show you this. I think these are some more blue potted peas. I have to look on the label. Alright, this bed here. This was my first bed that I planted up here in the pantry garden. And guys, it's struggling. You can see some things have already gone to seed. They've grown up immaturely. And I know what the problem is here. This bed I planted early. It was still very chilly. And I planted all brassicas. And I fleeced it. So I had the poles and the fleece. And I think it stunted its growth. I decided real quickly I don't like fleecing. These cups are working way better than fleecing to keep the bugs away. I do still have some hopes for some of these, but it really stunted its growth being fleeced.
It did, didn't it? Yeah.
I don't know how well they'll do or not do. We're gonna just let it go and see what happens. But yep. So
this is the garden, guys. A lot of weed whacking, a lot of stuff we have to do.
it'll happen.
I tell you, we have goats. I'd love to be able to put them out here without eating their plants and just eat all the weeds around it.
That can't happen. So that's it, guys. That's our garden. Llama beans are coming up well. Hope you enjoyed the tour. We'll be back next week.
Yep.
We'll have more trees cut down. We'll have some weed whacking done. Maybe we can see a little bit more that's coming up and growing. I did take a bunch of pictures because, I don't know, I think you can get a really good idea what's happening here in pictures. So I'm going to add those pictures at the end of the video here, and we'll see you guys later.
See you guys later. Have a great day.